Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Frito and Willie show. Again, I'm your host, Frito Marcy, and we got your boy Willie Mac Trail in the building.
You know
What's
what I'm
good,
saying?
man?
Live and direct.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You see me. You see the Nintendo Switch in the back.
I didn't even know you had a switch back. All I see is that
sitting on top of the PlayStation. And then you see the OG Nintendo SNES in the back too.
with the big screen,
This is where my wife sends me on timeout. Yeah.
Like, I done had enough. This is it. Go to your room. Please.
Go to your room. I'll be happy to go. Word up.
Oh man, it's always good to see you. You know how we start things off.
Yeah.
So you got a favorite line or song or something, man, that you're listening to this week?
So the intent of this episode is to talk about the Nas album, King's Disease, and so I know we're gonna talk a lot about this album anyway in these next few minutes. So when I think about Nas, I just think about how, this dude's been rapping for a very long time, you know what I'm saying? And I think about like your first impression of an artist. Yeah. And one of my first impressions of him was from the first album. And the album starts off and he literally says, I don't know how to start this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's apparently has this piece of paper and DJ Premier is the producers. I don't know how to start this shit. And all of a sudden he goes, rappers on monkey flipping with the funky rhythm I be kicking, musician, control, composition, like pain, I'm like Scarface sniffing cocaine, holding the M16, seen with the pen I'm extreme. You know how to start this? Like how that's your first line on your first album ever made. And right. I think that was just telling. I've seen Primo do interviews on this and him saying that, no, this is young kid. Everybody's telling about this kid Nas. He's dope. I heard some of his stuff, and I'm going to produce a track on his album. And this is what I get. And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in the midst of greatness right now. And so, because of that high standard he set on Illmatic, and it was written, too, and I feel like when a new Nas album comes out, I don't know if he feels this way, but as a fan of Nas, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him to be like, how great is this album going to be? I don't think I feel like Nas' albums are either classified as great, good, and you know what I mean? So I feel like there's so much pressure when he makes a release. And for this one, though, it felt like it came under the radar. And I'm starting to wonder if the excitement about Nas is not where it has waned a little bit. So
I got you.
Yeah. I got you. So I'll turn it back over to you. What about you? What you been bumping?
So with Nas, his song "I Can" is always going to have a special place in my heart.
Oh, okay. From God's Son, okay.
So my parents they immigrated here from Haiti, and my mom especially, she has a little bit of an accent, but this song "I Can" was one of her favorite songs, especially the hook, where it says, "I know I can be what I want to be." It definitely is a feel-good, encouraging line there, and I just have memories of her just feeling that part and singing it in her accented voice, and it just brought her so much joy and hope, and something that I miss, because she is not with us anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I remember, because she worked hard, man. Both my parents worked hard, coming from and stuff like that, and have accomplished things. I'm like, dang, I cannot accomplish right now. And that song, it's very elementary in a sense, but has some definitely deep topics in there. But when she sang it, you just saw like, I came to America with a lot of hope and I still have a lot of hope in me. And you saw that song she identified with that song very much so. And she wasn't a big listener to rap or anything like that. It's just that when she heard that song, for some reason, it resonated with her. And I think because of that, it was just a very encouraging song, especially for an immigrant to know, like, I know I can become what I want to be if I work hard at it. And she worked hard and she accomplished a lot. And even so, during her passing, it's funny, it's a trip because even as because she dealt with colon cancer and stuff like that, as she still was trying to take care of us, my dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just like, we're trying to take care of you, but she still was getting stuff in order, even in her like couple weeks and stuff like that. And you're just like, yo, just that love, just that focus, just that I still need to get things done, even though like I don't have enough time here on this earth. I'm gonna make sure things are in order. And she did that. That's a lot of love, that's a lot of hard work. And that song just always just bring memories of her. And something I will never forget, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nas, poet, coming through with the Sing Songy Jam, man. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the memories of Mama Marcelin, and thanks for sharing that, Frito. This is my first. I'm with the viewers and listeners right now. Like I wasn't prepared for that, man. So thanks for sharing. I had no idea. I never heard you tell me that before. So man,
you know what, man? It's one of those intimate moments that you just have in the back of your mind. You know,
that's beautiful, man. Okay.
And us talking about Nas, that kind of just brought back those memories. You know.
I'm never gonna listen to that song again the same now. So thank you. No, I mean for real, like thank you. And I think that's the power of not just hip hop music, but music in general. How you have these attachments to it. It's not just beats and words. It's memories. It's moments in your life. And so thanks for that, man. Thanks for sharing that with us. Thank you.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure, man. I know we're going to do a review on Nas King Disease. Let's get up on it, man. Like, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I think you should start, man. I think you should start.
Okay, bet that up, man, my dude. So the first time I listened to it, I was just like, I'm not feeling it. But now, second, third, fourth time, it is one of my favorite albums.
Favorite albums of the year? Favorite albums of
the year.
Okay.
You know, it is just a feel-good album. It gives me good vibrations. It at first, him repeatedly saying King was kind of annoying on the first go round, but now I see them as words. I see them as endearing. You know, it's almost meditative like. It's just kind of like constant positivity, you know, for the most part, that like I appreciate from him. You know, I feel like this is an album that you could, before you really get the party started, you play in the background as people are getting in, just kind of like set the mood.
That lounge music. That you still got hors d'oeuvres left.
Exactly.
We still got deviled eggs. Once the deviled eggs are gone, we gotta put on some Boosie though.
Oh man, like
what I'm talking about. We know black events. Come on.
Right, exactly. Like it's a nice, easygoing album. Is it like a classic album for me? No, it's not a classic album, but it's a surprisingly enjoyable album. It reminded me how much I love listening to music, especially when things are set appropriately. I felt like he had the right collaborations on the track with your boy Big Sean, Little Durk and stuff like that. Your boy Hit Boy, which I think did most of the production.
Yeah.
He came through, my dude. Like, the production stood out without being overpowering, is what I thought.
Okay.
And I was just totally blown away, and I could see why some people really enjoyed this album. I think your boy really enjoyed the album, and I see why. And at first, I was just like, why didn't I enjoy the album at the first time, and why did his constant king this, king that bother me? And some people have this theory of just kind of like we've just been bombarded with just all this negativity in hip hop that we're just so used to it. And maybe at first I was just it just was like some type of cognitive dissonance. Like, I ain't really feeling this. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about
That's real.
That's real. But then after the second and third listen, my spirit invited it in. My spirit welcomed it. And I think Nas did a great job. There's a couple verses that stood out to me.
Okay, go ahead.
The first verse that I want to get into, he says, on 27 summers, Aki rice, peas, putting curry over duck. So,
think I know where we're going with this.
So not only is it, so now he's being kind of like, I'm rich, I got money, but he's not flaunting it. It's very subtle. And Aki rice, now I wasn't raised in Jamaica, so maybe duck is on a regular, but when you're having duck in the States, that adds a certain type of elegance to your meal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That's special occasion burger.
Right. So you got the Aki Rise in Peace, which I'm familiar with, but then you throw in that duck, and it just brought a type of high life mentality to the meal, to the vibe. It was just kind of like, yeah, we made it, and it's all good. We're doing it a little bit big time, because you know what? We having duck with our meal. And I was just like, oh, man. Hearing that verse, man, made me just, it put a smile on my face, man. Before I go on, I know I've been chit-chatting a lot, man. Let's shoot it back to you, my dude, man. What you got, man?
So, I think I said this in a previous ep. If I didn't, when I get new music, I have a tendency to want to get in my car and drive.
Okay.
And I think that just goes back to me wanting to relive the feeling of when we used to buy records. Because when we used to buy records, what happened? You're leaving the record store. And you're popping the seal and looking at the credits and you put it in. And so I really believe in my mind that for me to really get into an album, it has to be played in my car.
Okay.
And so I sat on the Nas album for days because I knew I was running errands on Friday after work. It was like, I'm going to wait till I run errands around town. It's going to take me an hour or so, and then I'll put the album in.
Yeah.
And so I did. And it was what I expected, though, from Nas. I feel like, and this is no fault of his, it's just a testament to who he is. I feel like there's certain artists that when I press play or, press the triangle button or whatever on my phone even, it's like I have a certain level of expectation of what I'm going to get. I know I'm going to get some grown man bars. I know I'm about to get me some grown man knowledge.
Right.
I know I'm about to get some recollection or flashbacks to 80s, 90s, Queens, New York. I know I'm going to get some seeds being dropped, some humility, some admittance of mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's Nas to me. In the midst of, I didn't even mention some incredible wordplay, lyricism, metaphors, and everything.
Right.
And that's what I got. This is a grown person album.
Right.
And when he was doing that, I was happy. I can admit to you, was not happy when there were, and this may be just old man Willie, when he diverted from that to what it felt like, just, Hit Boy, and Nas working together on this, to make stuff that probably sound a little bit more contemporary or a little bit more current, that's when I was not feeling it. So I'll start off with what I didn't like.
Okay.
I did not like the last song, Spicy, with
really
at all. And you know what? I think I just really disliked Fivio Foreign's part, because I think, like, I know early in the album, Nas is always on his Black Queen stuff, and then you get to Fivio's verse, and it's like, oh, every bitch you would look like a dyke. No, I don't want to hear that right now. I don't want to hear this at all. Why is this on the album? You know what I'm saying? So I ended the album with that too, because since it ended with that, it ended on a bad note to me.
Gotcha.
But it has a bonus track feel, so I guess where else could you have put it? And the Big Sean song sounded like a Big Sean song. It felt like it was Big Sean featuring Nasty Nas, and it just didn't fit to me. It didn't fit the flow of it, and so even the Lil Durk song, like, and let me put this out there, I'm probably just not a fan at all. I can't think of one Lil Durk song I like, and so let me put that out there. That whole auto-tuney, whiny gangster rap, I hate it. Like, I hate it. Like, if you want me to be turned off, start rapping and throw auto-tune on unless you T-Pain. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you T-Pain, it works, because I know what you're doing with it. You are being it. You're doing funny stuff with it. But as soon as you try to make it sound hard, I'm going to be like, this ain't hard, bro. This ain't what's up. So I don't think I appreciate. I'm gonna have to re-listen to those songs, because I only listen to those songs like two times a piece. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with these two songs. Whatever it is.
Dude, it's funny that you say that about the Little Durk song, because I felt like he elevated the song.
No, Nas gonna elevate anything he's on, most likely, because he's freaking Nas.
No, I felt like Little Durk elevated the song.
Oh yeah, maybe I need to re-listen to this.
So Little Durk, his use of the auto-tune, I feel like was one of the few times, and I don't have extensive knowledge of auto-tune listens, but I feel like he used it similar to Future, where he was soulful with it, where he used it to enhance the song, to enhance the feeling of the song. That's what I feel like Little Durk came into play with it. And
Nas spitting though. Nas kicking knowledge on the song though.
He is, but I feel like Little Durk was the perfect, just kind of
interesting. Okay.
Icing on the cake. You know what I mean? And so I was still like, damn, is he being soulful like Future with this, with the auto tunes with it? That's where I thought he was coming from. And so I love Little Durk being on it. Now, granted, I don't have much experience with Little Durk, to be honest with you, but hearing that, I was like, I may want to check out Little Durk some more.
Okay, and like, this is why this is great, like, because I know that was the intent of that song. So the fact that the intent, worked with you and you appreciate it, I think that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah. And then,
like I said, maybe it's just me need to get out of my own way, and I can admit that.
You know what, man? It's funny how perspectives come from different people, man. It's different perspectives, And the Big Sean part, I know it's Nas, but I feel like Big Sean is like the Damian Lillard of basketball.
What?
Yeah.
Please help me out with this, because I hold Dame Lillard in such high esteem, so please help me out.
So, okay. Dame Lillard's going to come with that 40-footer, going to pour in 50 points and stuff like that. And again, and I don't have much experience with Big Sean like that. Like, I don't know, maybe there's one album. So I'm getting highlighted version of when Big Sean is coming on guest tracks. But Big Sean, when he comes on a track, you're just like, why is he not? Sometimes I feel like he's underrated. But then again, I'm coming from a single perspective, because he just comes with lines. You're just like, wait, what a minute, what did you just shave? Because he even had a big line on what's the track it was? Oh man.
On what? On this album?
Yeah, on this album. And what song was that?
Replace me.
Replace Me, man. He said that, like, yo, I did some foul stuff across the line. You seem to petty me. I never gave you infidelity or try to wreck your credibility. I'm not your ex, I'm your ecstasy. Methamphetamines ain't no better me. Out. Oh.
Yo, Big Sean. Okay, now I see the deal. Yeah, like when Sean wants to, he really can kick some stuff. I think it's just, what is it about Sean? I think I find him so corny sometimes.
There is that at times, yes.
Yeah, I find him so corny. So maybe I don't give him the respect he deserves. So I'll eat that. Maybe I need to, because I have definitely listened to my share of Big Sean albums. And so I'm like, okay, he's cool. But he doesn't give me that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So like he'll kill a verse though. Like he'll kill a verse. You're like, whoa, man, Sean, bro. But not enough consistently for me to be like, oh, he's a go-to guy for me.
Yeah. And you probably have more experience because you probably listened to more Big Sean albums than
I've been told I was a Big Sean hater before. So no. I never had a friend sit down with me when she was like, yo, you know who I'm feeling? Big Sean. And I think I had a look on my face. She's like, wow. And I'm like, what? She's like, the face you just made. I'm like, oh, really?
Oh man. Yeah. I told you that one of the few concerts that I went to was a Big Sean and Kid Cudi album, man. And Kid Cudi, pardon me. I went to a concert where Big Sean was where Kid Cudi was the headliner. This maybe have been like 9 years ago, boy.
They're both good music too.
Okay, that's okay.
So they're label mates. So
that makes sense. And dude was entertaining. Dude came through. Dude was like, I feel like I'm sleeping on you, Big Sean. My bad, dog. Maybe I need to investigate some more. You know. Well, yeah, man. I dig them, man. I dig them on this track, man.
Okay. Yeah. They definitely were. It just felt weird on the album, but not a bad track. It just felt weird to be on the album. But Spicy, I legit just couldn't stand.
That's funny.
Could not stand Spicy at all. Like I was like, what is this doing here? The song I got most excited about though.
Okay.
The song that when I saw the track list. Okay, let me precursor that. So I don't understand anymore. When I hear, okay, I'm gonna name some artists. Nas, I want to say Outkast, but Outkast, so I'm just gonna say Big Boy because Big Boy puts out albums. The Roots, Lupe, Bun, Ghostface. When those people put out albums, people in that category, Royce, even. When you're in that top tier, actually you top tier or near top tier MC. Shout out to Jay-Z saying, if you like me, you look at the credits right now once you get an album. When I say guest appearances, I want to see other top tier MCs on that. So when I hear Nas got a new album coming out, I'm like, Black Thought better be on this shit. Or M, or Big Boy, or if you can get Andre to come out, Andre's out there playing the flute or whatever, doing his thing, living life, shout out to him. Or Lupe, or Jada. It better, Scarface. It better be somebody. So when I look down, I'm like, Big Sean, Lil Durk, 5 Year Four, I'm not that excited. So when I saw The Firm, I forgot about because it took me to track 10 to see that. So I'm like,
yo,
The Firm.
Bruh.
And then I'm like, what does The Firm mean? Who actually is The Firm?
Oh, he got The Firm.
And then I see he got Mr. Asiatic. He got Don Mega. You know what I'm saying? And he got Brooklyn Fox.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? So I'm excited. And even got Dre to do a little verse joint at the end.
Dre, whoa. Dre who?
Dr. Dre
Time out.
does the little outro-ish verse thing at the end. That's him. I mean, you know he didn't write it, but that's him. No, I'm just saying, dude, Dre doesn't write verses. Pretty sure Nas or AZ did it, but yeah. So I'm excited.
When first of all, the firm came representing. When
yes,
they represent on that track. When AZ came through, I was like, dog, I miss AZ, dog. I really miss AZ. Like he
got some new stuff out though.
Does.
He got some new stuff out. Check it out. He got some new stuff out. One of them's called I think Found My Niche or something like that. Came out like a month or 2 months ago.
Cause his voice, man, his voice and his rapping, it was like butter, baby.
Yeah, just smooth over the track.
Yeah, I was just like, he laid it. And then I forgot about Cormega, because Cormega came through with the line, I don't like attention unless it's a woman. Let's just chill, catch vibes in the grill. Celebrating, many of us never made it. Whatever brings you down won't elevate you. Like a real one beside you is very gracious, with majestic grace like an empress. And dude, he came through all this like, my gosh.
Yeah.
But what I appreciate about that is kind of like reflecting on that life, just like he was saying earlier on. It was just like, you know what, man? Just looking back, I made some mistakes, and this is what I learned from it.
Yes, that's what you get from this album, and I like the fact it's called King's Disease. And it's great. It's almost like a summary of his career in a lot of ways. And like even the Big Sean stuff and all that, I know I'm making fun of it, but he has had his share of relationships that have gone awry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, which this is not what this pod is about, but I'm just saying, like, it's a very reflective album. And I think that's why it resonated with so many people, including ourselves, where it was like, man, like this really is some grown man stuff here. And I really appreciated it. I really appreciate this album. And I think it's in the second tier of Nas albums. It's not gonna crack the first tier. It's just hard to crack. Cause I think I only put 2 albums on the first tier, and that's Illmatic and It Was Written. I just think it's hard to crack that tier. But definitely, it's a very, very solid album. And he gave it to us. Yeah, definitely Full Circle is my favorite song with the Firm. Very second though to that is Cardi 5 is just a very smooth riding through the city track. And maybe because I was driving, it fit the tone of what I was doing. I really like Cardi 5. Charlie Wilson put that little grown man.
Man, Charlie Wilson was one of the highlights of that song.
Yeah, he really made it. I didn't grow up with cabs and stuff like that, but it was just really cool. Like, I feel like you talk about, it's like you have a favorite Lyft driver. You call your dude up. Yo, Rick, you driving tonight? Yo, I need you to hook this up. You know what I'm saying? The whole fact you talk about how they used to use Cardi 5 for robberies and stuff like that. I could see that, like the getaway drivers, the taxi drivers, stuff like that. It was just really, really, really enjoyable. I really like Cardi 5. I already talked about Full Circle. I like The Cure, which I wish would have ended the album, because I understand that The Cure sort of fits the end of the story of King's Disease. Yeah. And so I wish that would have ended the album, because I think it was a really good way of ending it. The first verse, too many changes. You change from your greatness, become a byproduct of yourself, all for the paper regardless. The markets see you as an old-ass artist. The McCartneys live past the Lennons, but Lennon's the hardest. Stay on your path, stay on your craft. They just want you to switch your lanes up so they can hate on your ass. Like
Ooh.
that was just, yo, thank you, Nas, because it brings up so much about how the markets, which we contribute to and we control, we just don't know it yet. It's sort of like, I don't know if people understand that, like, the music industry has made hip hop think that you can't be 40 years old and rapping, which actually makes no freaking sense because the Rolling Stones could put an album up next week and people will go buy it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, like, if somebody found an old Miles Davis, unreleased joints, people go nuts, you know what I'm saying? But because this music, and jazz is too, but hip hop is literally totally owned by, jazz is owned by black people too, so maybe that wasn't the best correlation. But hip hop is owned by black people, but it's also somewhat owned by the streets, you know what I'm saying? And sort of owned by individuals who don't play musical instruments and these type of things. It's sort of it's made it more of a in and out type of industry. But there literally is no reason why 50-year-old rappers shouldn't be able to make music. It's honestly stupid. I love this album because it puts some stuff in perspective for me. But Nas and I aren't the same at all. So I can't imagine. I love Black Thought. I love Black Thought. I love that Big Boy puts out music because I can relate to these guys. These guys are in their 40s and whatnot. Some of them talking about kids and putting kids through college and stuff like that. And I do not understand how we continue. And that's why I'm glad Nas keeps putting out records. Like, we have to get past this fact of thinking that hip hop is only for young people. It's just that this probably shouldn't be in the same genre as the Migos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's both hip hop, but there's alternative rock, there's bluegrass rock, there's metal, there's punk, there's all these subgenres of rock. But for us, it's like, it's hip hop. But the roots in this should not be in the same category as 5-Year-Old Foreign. You know what I mean? Chica shouldn't be in the same category as Cardi B. And they're both MCs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different, audiences and sub-audiences and reasons to listen to hip-hop. And this was great. This put a lot, we're starting our own pod. This is what our 5th episode maybe. You have a business that and there are things like this, like the whole, stand your crowd, they're just gonna hate on your ass type of thing. That resonated because this is not easy. Being an adult is not easy.
Nope.
Trying to find your way is not easy. And to hear this super established, beyond established MC, a God MC, one of the few that are in the undisputed GOAT conversation, go through these things where he is continuously talking about finding your way and trying to get this together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially now, I don't expect you to bow but stand, creating jobs, name my venture from after the land. I came from that's unheard of, a hood that's known for murders, now doing mergers. Nas is talking about the fact that though he's still hip hoppy, he's still Nas. He's gone to this world of business right now, and he's being very successful at it. But he's 40. What? No, it's got to be. It's got to be 45, right?
Early 40s, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so this is someone who's in their 40s who's still learning, who's still taking risks.
Yeah.
And my homie Antonio, who you referenced earlier, who said he really liked this. He's someone who's starting his own business. He started his own clothing brand.
Mm-hmm.
And he's figuring these things out. So I understand why he listened to this like, yes, I need this right now. And so this is a really good album. I thank Nas for putting it out.
Most deaf.
Don't stop putting out music, man. Don't stop. Like, not everything's gonna be perfect. I was not a fan of the Nasir project that he put out with Kanye a couple years ago. I'll just be real with you. Okay. But I like the fact that didn't beat him up. And the great thing about him is he's able to put out music because he wants to.
Yeah.
He has other stuff going on. So if a label, I don't even know what label this was put out on, but even if it wasn't on a label, he has the means to be like, I'm gonna hire Hit Boy, and I'm just gonna push it through Google Play and Apple iTunes myself.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like even I said, the King's disease thing is because King's disease is really talking about gout. The King's disease are diseases tied to an affluent lifestyle. Like you're not eating the right things, and so you're not exercising because you don't have to. And so it's amazing that he named his album that.
Yeah.
And at the end he called it The Cure, which is the cure is a lot of this fighting for independence of yourself, your mind, and your family, so you guys can stand alone on your own. So Nas, man. Nas. I know in the earlier video we talked about people that will fight if you say something bad about the Locks or you say something bad about. Yeah, man, I might fight you over Nas, man. And trust me, he's put out stuff I have not liked. Oh man, I'm like, oh boy, Nostradamus boy, but yo, I just applaud him the fact that he can make mistakes or make stuff that we consider mistakes.
Right.
We, the fan, consider mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, cool, you didn't like that. I'm just gonna keep pushing. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But this is me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll turn it back over to you, dog.
Most definitely, man. And it's great how he just giving instructions just about real life. Just like
man. Because not all of us gonna get a Bentley, bro. You're not.
You tripped out.
Some of us gonna be on car 85 forever,
Oh my God. Boy, you a trip, buddy. You a trip, man. Yo, man. So, favorite songs? I think you said Cardi 5 was your favorite song, right?
No. The Joint with the Firm was my favorite song.
My bad.
But Cardi 5 was a very number 2.
All right, cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yo.
And yours was?
So it's tough because I really didn't have a favorite song because the whole album to me was just. I really could play this album front to back, like without.
That is dope. That's dope, Free. That's dope.
Now I will say this: that Anderson.Paak one.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that one.
Woo!
All bad. Okay.
All bad. Now, and that's one where I feel like he's even talking about relationship mistakes he's made.
Yeah. Know? Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't go into that, but. The feel of the song, because Anderson.Paak just brings another different vibe to it. And that's something that could be played live. That's something he could go to the House of Blues with once things open up.
Anything got Anderson.Paak on, you probably could take it to the blues. That joke will bring it.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that track, man. That was a good one. But another line that I want to share that he kind of like, oh, this is on Ultra Black.
The lead single, yeah.
He said this line on there. He said, my son will be my resurrection, constantly learning lessons. I never die. You get the message. I hope you see better than I. Life's precious. Yeah. So a lot of times when songs hit me or when lines hit me, my initial reaction in my thought may not be what that line is referring to. Okay. When I initially heard that song, it takes me to like one of the things as a father that I want to do is make sure I prepare my child to take care of themselves. If my child, if I've raised them where they are able to leave the home and are able to take care of themselves, not to say that they don't need anybody, but like they will able to be survive on their own. We have done our job as parents. And I feel like that's a success. And that's the feeling that line.
What song is that? What line is that from?
That is from Ultra Black.
Okay, because I'm about to, okay.
And in the line before that, he talks about taking his daughter off on a boat to give her history lessons, and that's when he goes into my son will be my resurrection, constantly learning lessons. I never die. You get the message, and it's just kind of like now what the line may be going into is just that the knowledge that he has imparted in his son maybe from the mistakes he's learned, from the things or from the accomplishments that he has had has helped his son to lead his life in a better way. Whereas like now his essence is being poured out over and over again to make his son be a success. That's what I'm assuming. But that line was just like beautiful.
So I'm gonna blow your mind, and this is why this is a great show, because you just hit me on something that I didn't even hear.
Okay.
So that line is a reference to this line, which was taken from his first album.
Oh, snap.
Thinking a word best describing my life, to name my daughter my strength, my son the star will be my resurrection. Born in correction, all the wrong shit I did, he'll lead in the right direction. Because he named his daughter Destiny.
Yes.
He didn't have a son yet. So he was like, thinking a word best describing my life, to name my daughter my strength. My son the star will be my resurrection. He literally referenced himself. Wow. I didn't catch that. So when you said that line, so there was a point where you said the line, I sort of went like this. I was like, nah, that's from The World Is Yours. And I'm like, holy crap, that is that line. That's why I asked you what song it was from, because I was like, how did I not catch that? Freaking nice, son. We dropping bombs on the Frito and Willie show. Wow. He referenced himself.
Yo, that's a Wire moment right there, for real.
And he didn't do it. He could have done it so much easier. Because he even said, do you get the message? Because I was about to go to the song The Message to see if you mentioned resurrection on that song. But I was like, nah, that's not from The Message. That's from The World Is Yours. But yeah, freaking Nas, man. Like, that's why this is why hip hop is such a different genre than anything else. Because that is something an author does. That's what Stephen King does that. Stephen King will reference a store or a city in one book. And if you read enough of his books, you're like, isn't that the same guy who owned that store from the books, like a couple books I read? So freaking Nas, man. That is awesome. That's incredible.
Yo, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the album is enjoyable.
Yes.
Check it out.
Please do. Please.
Yeah, I mean, Nas, he stayed on brand and he came out with a decent album. You know what I'm saying? Man. I give him props for it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Your boy Willie Mac Trill thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, yo, just check it out. Let us know what you think about it, please, because we will.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Please do.
And with that, and you got anything else to say, man?
No, I think that's a good wrap up. That was so unintentionally close the video up. That was not planned. So my first impressions are authentic when I'm like, you see me look over, like, because I'm looking at my other screen like, wait a minute.
Take the records on that one right quick.
Yeah, I got to reference that one. That is not where I thought that line came from. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yo, but of course, please like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media platforms at Frito and Willie. We also would love to hear your thoughts on anything that you got to share with us, and please share with your friends. We appreciate all of you listening and tuning in. Thank you very much. And with that, we are out. Peace.